Welcome to the Depth Dive. We're jumping straight into the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra today.
That's right. Announced back in January 25, released early February.
Yep, and Samsung's really billing this one as a, quote, true AI companion.
That's the big push, isn't it? AI everywhere.
Absolutely. So we've sifted through all the official announcements, the reviews, the hands-on stuff.
Got all the data points.
Exactly. And our mission today is basically to figure out what makes this phone tick, what the key features are and what these innovations actually mean for you if you're thinking about getting one.
Beyond just the spec sheet upgrades, what's the real-world impact?
Oh, okay. So first up, launch timing. Pretty standard for Samsung, that Q1 window.
Yeah, consistent, yeah. January announced, February release. No surprises there.
And it's out globally. T-Mobile, AT&T, Best Buy, Samsung site, the usual suspects.
Easy enough to find then.
Now, the design, it looks like a Galaxy Ultra, but they've tweaked it.
How so?
The edges and corners are noticeably more rounded compared to the S24 Ultra, even the S23.
Moving away slightly from that super boxy look.
Sort of. It makes it a bit narrower, apparently, and maybe a touch slimmer in the hand. Dimensions are like 162.8 by 77.6 by 8.2 millimeters.
So still a big phone, but maybe a little comfier to hold.
That seems to be the idea. But yeah, still substantial. Oh, and the flat display is back. S Pen silo is still there.
Good. Keeping the core Ultra features intact? That silo is important for S Pen users.
And materials. They've upgraded the titanium frame. It's grade 5 now.
Yeah, so that should be, harder? More scratch resistant than last year's?
Supposedly, yeah. Improved hardness. And the front glass is new, too. Corning Gorilla Armor 2.
Armor 2, what's the improvement there?
Corning claims it's like 29% less likely to fracture on drops. And crucially, it has even better anti-reflective properties.
Oh, that's huge. The first Gorilla Armor was already great for reducing reflections.
Exactly. Some reviews are calling it maybe the best phone screen ever because of that clarity. The back is still Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and you've got your IP68 rating.
Standard stuff, but good standard stuff. Colors.
Titanium black, gray, a blue or silver blue, white silver, and then some online exclusives like jet black, jade green, pink gold.
Nice range. That focus on durability and the screen visibility, those are real practical benefits.
Totally agree. Let's dive deeper into that display. It's a bit bigger now, 6.9 inches, up from 6.8.
Okay, marginal increase. Still that dynamic LTPO AMOLED 2X.
Yep. QHD plus resolution, so super sharp, around 498 ppi, and that 1 to 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate.
Smooth scrolling, battery saving when needed. What about brightness? Samsung always claims massive numbers.
They claim 2600 nits peak brightness. But independent tests, they're clocking it more around 1400, maybe 1450 nits sustained, which is still excellent, mind you.
Right, that peak number is usually for tiny HDR highlights. The sustained brightness and that anti-reflective coating are probably the bigger story day to day.
I think so too. That Gorilla Armor 2 combined with the DX anti-reflective coating, that's the killer feature here for visibility. Plus it supports HDR10 plus Anarg's new Ultra HDR format.
Future-proofing.
And there's an AI feature called ProScaler that apparently upscales standard definition video.
Interesting. So making older content look a bit better on that nice screen.
Okay, under the hood. This is where things get interesting for performance. It's the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy.
The custom Qualcomm chip.
Yeah.
Built on TSMC's 3NEB process, right?
Exactly. SM8 750 if you care about model numbers. Custom Orion CPU cores 2 primes clocked up to a crazy 4.47 gigahertz and 6 performance cores up to 3.53.
That's some serious clock speed. And the Adreno 830 GPU plus an enhanced NPU for all that AI stuff.
Yeah, the benchmarks reflect that. Antutu scores are around 2.8 million, Geekbench 6, single core over 3100, multi-core over 10,000. Pretty impressive numbers.
Definitely flagship territory. How's the RAM and storage?
Standard is 12 GB of LPDDR5X RAM. Storage options are 256 GB, 512 GB, or 1 TB of UFS 4.0. No microSD slot as expected.
Shame about the microSD, but 12 GB RAM standard is good. Any rumors of a higher RAM model?
There was some talk about maybe a 16 GB RAM version paired with the 1 TB storage, but the standard seems to be 12 GB across the board.
Gotcha. And cooling. Big chips generate heat.
They've apparently increased the vapor chamber size by about 40%. Should help with sustained performance, though some tests still show throttling under really heavy, prolonged loads.
Always the challenge, right? Balancing peak power with thermal management. But a bigger chamber helps.
Let's talk cameras. Big setup on the back, as usual.
Still the 200-megapixel main sensor.
Yep. Seems to be the same ISOCELL HP2 sensor as the S24 Ultra. solid performer.
Okay, what else?
Here's a key upgrade. The ultra-wide camera is now 50 megapixels.
Finally, up from 12 MP. That's a significant jump. Should mean much better detail and low light performance for wide shots. Is it the JN3 or JN5 sensor?
Sources point to either the ISOCELL JN3 or JN5, yeah. And it has phase detect autofocus.
Nice. What about the telephoto lenses?
Those seem unchanged from the S24 Ultra, so a 10-megapixel 3x optical zoom using the Sony IMX754,
Okay.
and the 50-megapixel 5x periscope telephoto, the Sony IMX854, which Samsung uses for that 10x optical quality zoom.
Right, using cropping and AI on that 5x sensor. Still very capable. Front camera.
Also the same, looks like 12 megapixels, ISOCELL 3LU.
So the main hardware upgrade is really that ultra-wide sensor.
Pretty much, hardware-wise. But Samsung's always pushing the software side, the ProVisual engine.
What's new there?
Things like an object-aware engine for better focus and separation, improved nightography using something called a spatiotemporal filter.
Fancy name. Basically, better noise reduction in the dark.
Sounds like it. And continued improvements to space zoom up to 100x with AI, plus features like best face for group shots.
Usual software refinements. Video capabilities.
Still strong, up to 8K at 30 fps, 4K up to 120 fps on the main, now the ultra-wide too. 10-bit HDR, HDR10 plus DOE, improved stabilization.
4K 120 on the ultra-wide is new thanks to that sensor upgrade.
Good point. Plus AI features like audio eraser to remove background noise from videos, and Galaxy Love support. Pro features like Expert RAW, Pro mode with a virtual aperture, and ND filters are still there too.
Lots for creators. And AI photo editing.
Yeah.
Generative stuff.
Oh yeah. Generative edit for moving or removing objects. Sketch to image, personalized filters. The AI theme continues.
It's everywhere. Okay, what about the S Pen? Still integrated?
Yep, still pops out of the bottom. Same core tech Wacom EMR, 0.7 millimeter tip, 4096 pressure levels, screen off memo, air command, AI select, translate, magnify. All that core stuff is there.
I sense a but.
But they removed the Bluetooth functionality.
Oh. So no more air actions, using it as a remote camera shutter or for presentations.
Exactly. Gone. Samsung's reasoning is apparently that less than 1% of users actually use those features regularly.
Okay. Usage stats can be revealing.
And removing the Bluetooth module and battery apparently helps slim down the design a bit and freed up internal space.
Makes sense from an engineering perspective, but some power users might miss it.
Definitely a trade-off. And your old Bluetooth S Pens won't work for air actions on the S25 Ultra either. No separate accessory planned.
So you get the core writing and pointing, but lose the remote control aspect. Interesting decision.
Moving on to software overall. It ships with Android 15 and Samsung's One UI 7.
What's new in One UI 7?
Some visual redesigns for the lock screen, app overview. They've split the notification panel and quick settings, kind of like stock Android or iOS. New battery management options too.
Okay, interface tweaks, but the big software promise.
7 years of software support, both OS updates and security patches.
Wow, that matches Google Pixel's commitment. That's huge for longevity and resale value.
Absolutely massive. But the headline software feature is, again, Galaxy AI.
Right, the true AI companion. How does it work?
It's a mix. Some processing happens on device, leveraging that powerful NPU and the Snapdragon chip. Other, more complex stuff, like generative AI, relies on the cloud.
Primarily using Google's Gemini models, I assume.
Yep. Tight Gemini integration. You get, 6 months free of Google Gemini Advanced and 2 TB of Google One cloud storage when you buy the phone.
Ah, the free trial model.
Yeah.
What happens after 6 months? Or after 2025 for the built-in Galaxy AI features?
That's the million-dollar question. Samsung says Galaxy AI features are free until the end of 2025. After that, maybe a subscription. They haven't confirmed yet.
Something potential buyers need to factor in, definitely. What can this AI actually do?
Lots of things promised. There's a Now Brief intelligent widget, which early reviews found a bit underdeveloped. A Now Bar persistent task hub.
Well,
Deeper Gemini integration, like long pressing the power button to invoke it. Cross-action apps lets you make requests spanning multiple apps, supposedly.
so find photos from my trip to Italy last summer and create a slideshow with background music.
Kind of like that, yeah. Also Gemini Live for real-time conversations about content on your screen. Circle to Search is faster, offers AI overviews and one-tap actions now.
Circle to Search is genuinely useful, so improvements are welcome. Productivity stuff.
Writing Assist in Notes can summarize or format text. Drawing Assist turns sketches into different art styles or generates images. Called Transcription and Summaries, AI Select for smarter object selection in images.
Sounds potentially useful, if it works smoothly. Any other standout AI bits?
There's a Cooking Master, Restaurant Finder, the Audio Racer we mentioned for video, personalized photo filters based on your style.
Yeah.
Oh, and an energy score if you have a Galaxy Watch or the new Galaxy Ring.
So it's trying to weave AI into lots of different daily tasks.
That's the goal. Okay, battery and charging. What's powering all this?
Still a 5,000 mAh battery, same capacity as the S24 Ultra and S23 Ultra. No radical new battery tech yet.
Right, but battery life seems really good. Tom's guide testing showed over 17 hours of 5G web surfing. Over 18.5 hours at 60 Hz refresh rate.
That's excellent longevity,
Yeah.
especially with that powerful chip and big screen. Efficiency must be pretty optimized.
Seems like it. Charging speeds, though. No change there. Still 45W wired maximum.
Okay, so using Power Delivery 3.0 with DPS support gets you about 65–70% in half an hour?
Roughly, yeah. Full charge in just under an hour. Chargers still sold separately, of course.
Of course. Wireless charging.
Still 15W wireless.
Right.
But here's a slight twist. It's officially Q2 ready.
Q2 ready. So it supports the new standard, potentially faster speeds.
Yeah.
But what's the catch?
The catch is it doesn't have the magnets built in for the magnetic alignment part of Q2, which is similar to Apple's MagSafe.
Ah, so you need a Q2-compatible magnetic case to get the easy alignment and potentially the full benefit.
Exactly. Without a case, it's backwards compatible with regular key chargers, but you won't get that snap-on convenience or guaranteed alignment like with MagSafe or a phone with built-in Q2 magnets.
That feels like a half step. Supports the protocol but omits the convenience hardware. Odd.
A bit, yeah. It still does 4.5W reverse wireless charging, wireless power share, though.
Okay, standard stuff there. So pricing. Still firmly in the premium tier.
Oh, yeah. Launch prices were pretty much identical to the S24 Ultra. In the US, that was $1,300 for 256 GBB, around $1,420 for 512 GB, and $1,660 for the 1 TB model.
Steep. Trade-in deals and carrier offers become pretty important at that level.
Definitely. The value proposition really hinges on whether you prioritize that upgraded camera system, especially the ultra-wide, that fantastic anti-reflective display, the core S Pen utility, and crucially, the potential of Galaxy AI.
How's the general reception been? What are the experts saying?
Mostly positive, but often framed as an exercise in refinement over the S24 Ultra. Big praise for the display that Gorilla Armor 2 really stands out.
Understandable. That glare reduction is tangible.
Also praise for the camera versatility, especially adding that 50MP ultra-wide, the strong performance from the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the excellent battery life, and the premium titanium build.
Sounds good. What are the criticisms?
Main ones are the high price, obviously. The S Pen losing its Bluetooth features is a definite downgrade for some. That Key 2 implementation without magnets feels a bit weird.
Yeah, the ready part feels like an asterisk.
And some early takes felt the AI features, like Now Brief, needed more development time to be truly compelling. Plus, just the general iterative nature if you're coming from an S24 Ultra.
Fair point. It's refining an already very good phone. How does it stack up against, say, the likely iPhone 16 Pro Max?
Usual comparisons. S25 Ultra generally wins on-camera zoom versatility. That anti-reflective screen is a big plus. Wired charging is faster. You get the S Pen. And benchmarks often favor the Snapdragon for multi-core and graphics. Plus the sheer breadth of AI features Samsung is throwing in.
And the iPhone's advantages.
Typically, iPhone leads in video recording quality and consistency. Often better sustained performance under heavy load. Face ID is preferred by some over fingerprint sensors. Built-in MagSafe is more convenient than the S25's Q2 approach. The Apple ecosystem integration, and often slightly better resale value, maybe a lower starting price depending on region.
The classic Android versus iOS flagship battle then. Different strengths.
Pretty much. And comparing it just to last year's S24 Ultra, what are the concrete upgrades?
Okay, you get the new Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, the significantly better 50MP ultra-wide camera, the slightly larger display with that superior Gorilla Armor 2 anti-reflection.
The Grade 5 titanium frame, the subtly tweaked design, the full suite of new Galaxy AI features, at least initially, that larger vapor chamber.
And Q2 readiness, for what it's worth.
Right. And the downgrades are things that stayed the same.
The S Pen losing Bluetooth is the main functional downgrade. The main camera sensor, the 3x and 5x telephoto sensors, the selfie camera, all seem to be the same hardware as the S24 Ultra.
Battery capacity and charging speeds also haven't changed.
So for an S24 Ultra owner, is the upgrade worth it? It really comes down to how much you value that AI potential, the better ultra-wide camera, and especially that less reflective screen.
Yeah, it's maybe not a must-have upgrade from the S24U unless those specific things really appeal to you. But if you're coming from an S22 Ultra or older,
Oh, then it's a massive jump. Much bigger performance gains, camera improvements across the board, the design refinements, the brighter screen. Much more compelling then.
okay, so wrapping up our deep dive on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. It's clearly a device laser-focused on integrating AI into the mobile experience, built around that really remarkable display and a subtly refined design.
There's that balance to consider, though, between the cutting-edge tech, the AI, the new chip, and some practical trade-offs like the changes to the S Pen or that slightly awkward Key 2 ready implementation.
Definitely. So the core question for you, the listener, is whether that promise of deep AI integration, combined with tangible improvements like the screen coating, actually justifies sticking with or jumping into Samsung's premium tier.
Is it the future potential of Galaxy AI that really reshapes how you might use your phone? Or is it the immediate visible benefit of that fantastic anti-reflective screen that's the bigger draw?
It's a fascinating look at Samsung's vision regardless, and it certainly sets the stage for how AI might continue to evolve within the phones we carry every day. Lots to think about there.
I've included links with more details in the description below, so be sure to check those out. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Deep Dive, like the video, and ring the bell for more helpful content. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day ahead.